So, according to the BBC, who are basing their claims on witness accounts, a guy called Omar Shafiq Hamami, also known as Abu Mansur Al-Amriki, has been killed in a gunfight with Al-Shabab in Somalia in a village near the capital Mogadishu. Now, this Al-Amriki has been rumoured to have been killed before, and those rumours turned out to be false, so we'll just have to wait and see. This guy, not even 30, young guy, grew up in a place called Daphne in Alabama, in the good old US of A. Apparently he was a bright kid at school, left school early to start college, but dropped out of college. He lived in Canada for a while, got married, moved to Egypt. Eventually he abandoned his wife and kid, and he went off to Somalia in 2006 to join the militant group Al-Shabab. Maybe some people will remember Omar or Al-Amriki as the jihadist rapper here on YouTube. I don't know what the reasons were for his falling out with Al-Shabab, leaving the group. Ideological reasons, perhaps, I don't know. If you don't know who Al-Shabab are, look it up, learn something. The US government had a $5 million bounty, I think, on Al-Amriki's head. He had climbed the ladder of this Al-Shabab group, known for its car and suicide bombings, a group which still wields significant influence in parts of Somalia. This is a country still torn by violence. There's a video here on this site called American Jihadi Abu Mansur Al-Amriki, the user Dawa Media. You might like to check that video out. Apparently Omar was raised Baptist. That's the faith of his mother, but obviously he chose the faith of his father, Islam. His dad is a Sunni Muslim, originally from Syria, as is my understanding. There are plenty of other videos on YouTube, other than the one I just mentioned, about this Al-Amriki fellow. Why am I talking about this young man, possibly deceased young man? Well, hearing about his story and hearing about where he ended up in the world, the things he came to believe, the path he chose to walk, I see this as a sad story. Seeing what some had to say about him, seeing him speak on video also, I get the impression of a guy with a sharp mind. A man with potential, you know, someone who could have done something else with his life. But he chose his life of violence. He wasn't forced into it. He chose to take up the gun. A life of service to religious extremism, a life in the service of religious extremism, in the service of jihad, if you like, is, in my view, a waste of talent, a waste of energy, a waste of the amazing thing that is the human mind. A human being has the potential to be so much more than merely a tool of violence or a foot soldier for a particular interpretation of one religion, but so many young men are taken in by the rhetoric of those who preach war against non-believers. Kids, just kids, from the West have been going off to conflict zones in the Middle East and Africa, taking up the call to arms. Some believe they are serving God, submitting to His will, as they shed the blood and take the lives of their fellow human beings. A man's deeply held beliefs, his deepest convictions, can lead him into slavery, lead him into misery, and indeed lead him to his death. I say, choose life, choose peace, choose freedom.